Good evening and welcome to Gustav Making's. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, fake blood people and foundation people, and welcome to Gustav Making Stuff, where we are going to do something really fucking complicated. Robot exposed skin person terminator thingy. This is very complicated. I'm not gonna lie about that. So, what you need is plaster, latex, clay, Christmas ornament round ball thingy, some failed 3D printing debris, 3D printing parts, and a lot of other stuff we will go through, but basically that is, I guess.
Yeah, so this is hot glue here, which I have saved up to, and this is a Christmas ornament that almost looks like my own eye, which I now have to put some clay around here and do some adjustments to it due to your face will look a little bit different. I will soon go into that, but you see, now it's just gonna carve in the face here and do a little bit of wrinkles and stuff like that, and also I have to lower my own eyebrow. I will show why. But you see, now you're trying to make it matches your face there as good as possible, so have a mirror in front of you while you are doing this. It's a very interesting process indeed. Now I have a little bit of a brush here just to make some pores here to sculpt. You can also look up, there is one very good video where how to make, sculpting your face and stuff like that. There are several of them, so I'm sure we will find it if you Google that properly. Anyway, so now I've tried to make my eye there, and it's a little bit too big, a little bit too open, so I have to adjust that a little bit more. But here's the thing, when I did the plaster mold, I was lying down like this, and you see your face is drastically different when you're like that, your eye goes going down like that. So if you're gonna do a mold of your face, you have to sit up properly, or else you have to do this all kinds of adjustment. But then again, this mistake was made like many years ago, so enough about that. Now I'll take this makeup brush here and also try to make a little bit of a more structures to the face here that look a little bit more better like that, and I hope it will show through in the last proceedings here, due to I have to do this in plaster because I don't have enough silicone or anything like that. So now you see we have to be finished with that because I put a lot of effort into this build as it is already. So now we're gonna take clay here and put a little bit around the face here for the part that is going to be molded for the face casting. This is a very short effect, but the better it looks, the more good it will get. So now you see there, we're gonna put this into the box here, and now I'm going to attach the edges with the box there, and also make a little bit of a neck here. And now I have opened all these things here just so you can see what I'm doing here a little bit better with fixing the neck here and sculpting it also. So now we have put the box together here again, and this is what we are going to work with here. And you see all the edges where it can be leaking. I have to patch that up and stuff like that. It's going to leak anyway, but the less it leaks, the better. So now I am mixing up a lot of plaster here because this is gonna be quite a big mold here, but I think I can use this to other things in the future also. But anyway, this bag is also very old, so it's time to be used up because I have no idea how plaster works over time. So anyway, you see, now I have this very big mold area. Yes, I could have made this a little bit more economic with tightening up the walls and stuff like that. But anyway, so now you see here, now I have this big plaster mold. It's just dried over time here. You see it actually leaked in the background there. So I'm just gonna cut in the clay and just remove everything very carefully. Now, due to I have holes in my nose that actually attached a little bit. So what you're doing is you're taking this spray grease here, 556 or VB40, and you spray it into the crack there, and it will slowly, release itself with a little bit of, not too much force, but it's a bit tricky with it. So anyway, after that, we're also going to paint the whole inside here with latex to make a skin. And I do many thick layers because latex have a tendency to reshape itself very much if you do this in a too thick of a go. So be careful with the nose there. Now, I find this open sourced 3D printable robot thing. You can basically call it an eye-move, or in-move. You see, this is an eye mechanism here. Just only one eye is going to move, so we're going to have a little bit of a servo here. The thing is that due to this was not really working very well, so you can just do this with your hand puppeteer this also, but it still is a very interesting way to do things if now things would work properly, which we will go into later. So now I have to do a little bit of adjustment here due to I have very old servos in my possession. That isn't really, I think more than one, so a little bit better. So now we're just gonna attach all these things together as good as we can. There is actually a lot of good follow through tutorials and stuff like that on this open source robot in general. So now we have, you know, a little bit of things there to move the eye from side to side. This is not entirely necessary, but I think it would be a cool thing to do. And now also we have to rebuild some things there due to this is going through in the eye is actually going to be on the lower part of this, I guess. But anyway, so now you see it, we have it like that. I'm just gonna attach it to the servo there, and this is what it looks like if you're gonna have two eyes. So you see they are moving simultaneously at the same side to side there. Fantastic, isn't it? And now we're actually going to remelt this thing here in this pot here, the old hot glue thing here. You can also use glass fiber for this, or some epoxy putty and stuff like that. That is recommended, but I think this would be a very cheap and good reusable solution, because if you cock this up, you just have to remelt it, and due to it quite stiff, it will be actually quite good for this, and it's actually easily to cut in. So yeah, that's a good tip for you who wants to start making interesting makeup molds for animatronics head. There you go. I hope you enjoyed that tips as much as I did. So anyway, now we are just going to release this thing here from it. And I must say that the latex hadn't really dried properly, so it was kind of interesting. So now you see I have just cut my eye here now, so we can replace it with a robot eye. And you see I'm a professionally trained eye surgeon here with what I'm doing here, as you can clearly see. Now also we're going to trim the edges so it will look a little bit more nicer. Also it would be easier to attach other things to it. This is a mask. I think it's a Hexine mask. I don't know what it is, but it was cool, so I printed it. So now we're gonna put this as a frame for the robot. I also had to cut out the goggly eyes thing going on there. And also now we're gonna glue that into place also behind the eye there. And also we're gonna have to, you know, make it a little bit more narrower by putting this string to it like that. So it's just a little bit of tweaking, but I'm sure you can do it properly. Now we're going to cut out here a little bit of a frame here for holding the eye mechanisms in the nose there. There you go, you see I did it on the side there also. So now it's going to glue it like that, and now it's going to go into the nose. Now we're going to properly carve out the eyes here, and make sure to make it as thin as possible around the edges there, so that eye can move around and look somewhat realistic, I guess. I'm sure there are better ways to do this than I did, but you see, it will look like that, and it will look kind of creepy and interesting. Blinking, however, that's another thing that I couldn't really do. Maybe next time. So now you see I'm putting the servo there with, and also gluing in the eye from behind there, so it will be good. That's actually an old Christmas ornament that I painted as an eye, that's why I already do this. Anyway, so we see here's a back head I had lying around also, which I'm going to attach this thing, and then you're gonna basically put a pantyhose on it and paint it with latex and make sure to attach the ledges with another with some proper wax makeup and stuff like that. So now you see, this is going to be the part where it is exposed. So now we're going to start to cut up the whole thing here. So I'm just cutting as good as I can here, and we're going to fold them in 2 ways, so it will look like it has broken off inside of it. So now we're just gonna pull everything through there. We have the exposed glue face there. Glue face might be a supervillain. I don't know. His face existed out of glue, and that's why he wants revenge on society. Anyway, so now let's see. I'm gonna carve out everything here as good as you can. You see, you could just have this robot face here if you really want to, but I'm going to make it more bashed up and destroyed and stuff like that. And also have some exposed things in the head there. So you see, I'm just going to put this clear plastic thing inside that also. It's a Easter egg that is in clear plastic. Now we're going to put a little bit more of a Christmas ornament here. And no, don't call me! No! And sorry for that. And now you see I'm gonna put some debris stuff, miscellaneous parts that will look good, like some kind of futuristic moving mechanism there, that has been destroyed by accidents that involved blunt force to the face. And you see I'm putting some little bit of a, not googly eyes, but I had these things and it looks like a little bit like the bolts. Here we have the failed printing prints here that looks like some kind of futuristic mesh things. And here we have some teeth also, which I had also 3D printed out some time ago, but they are now time to be used. You can also use some Halloween teeth for this. And now we're gonna do the flesh around the teeth here with using the hot glue gun, and it will look okay, I guess. So now we have done that, we're just gonna keep on putting some detailing things around the face here. And now when we are satisfied with that, I am going to take a little bit of a tape here so we can actually go and spray paint this in my barn. And it's going to be black and silver, and this, you see how good it looks here with the more metallic robotic face thing going on. So now let's do the rest of the thing here. Let's match the other eye with the eye. It's not gonna move the other eye, so it's just gonna be there broken. And also gonna paint the teeth so they will look teeth, because if you see a man with metal teeth, they're probably not humans. You had to do drastic measures for that, and Senator Connor was right all along, it turns out. Anyway, so now we are going to put on some little bit of flesh around here. Basically paint the glue part around the teeth here. This is what, aliens think humans looks like on the inside after some thorough examination. Anyway, I'm an alien and I have examined people. Of course, first things first here, it's news. People breaking. I am not a human. Now, see, I'm just gonna paint the eye here with a matching color there, and also I'm gonna make some little bit of a veins here. You can also glue some red strings, but I think this will sell it as it is very good indeed. And now I'm also going to do a little bit of a red here to make a little bit of a different things here. Also on the teeth here, you can also use blue, but then it will absolutely look like when and more looks like the brain has moved down to the teeth, which is not very realistic if we're going to use that analogy on it. Now this is fake blood, and you see how it doesn't really paint very good, so that's why it can be very good for a small little blood vessel there. Now I'm just painting my lips here in many different layers and stripes and stuff like that to try to match it. Just make a bunch of stripes. That's how you make lips. You can also look at my video I did on the Hellraiser stuff, and you will see how I did that. Now we're also gonna make a little bit of red parts here. This is also trying to match my face very good where it's red at the moment. I'm looking in this mirror here. And now I'm gonna put some glue here, and now I have to shave. And I will take these shavings here and put them as an eyebrows on myself here. Because they have matching colors, my beard and my eyebrows, because I'm not gonna sacrifice my eyebrows to do real eyebrows here. So now it looks kind of good, and also we're gonna do it on the eyelashes there. Now this is the makeup I'm going to wear when I'm going to fake myself with this robot thing here. So that's will be properly to use the same makeup on itself. It's a light foundation. And also paint a little bit of a fake blood to the lips here, because it adds a little bit of it. And also the exposed little eye part here. Now, this eye should move around from side to side with this RC unit here connected to this, but nothing is working. If you know how to fix these kinds of things, please leave